Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel, and if you're new here, be sure to hit that subscribe button and also the notification bell down below so that you'll never miss another upload. And to all my returning subscribers, welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about how I grew long natural hair. So I did do my big chop in 2019. I was relaxed most of my life, and I did transition for 2 years starting in 2017, and I did big chop in 2019. And I will put a picture somewhere on the screen as to what my hair looked like after I did my big chop, so you guys can get a good idea of my starting point. So the first tip that I have to grow long natural hair is protective styling and also low manipulation styling. So for me, when I first big chop, I had absolutely no idea what to do with my hair. I didn't really want to put heat on it, and I didn't really want to do the typical natural hair styles like your wash and goes and your twist outs. So what I decided to do was basically protective style for that very first year, just because I was so confused as to what I should do to my hair. So I just basically would wash, condition my hair, put it in some plaits or twists, and tuck it away underneath a wig. So that's pretty much what I did that first year after I big chopped. And also, I'm not very big on the over manipulation, like the wash and goes and the twist outs. Although I feel like twist outs could be good for me in moderation, but as far as wash and goes, that takes so much manipulation and raking through your hair and using a bunch of different products and just coiling your hair, and you're constantly like in your hair. You're manipulating into your hair a lot, which is not something that I like to do with my type 4 hair. Type 4 hair is very, very fragile, especially when it's wet. Now doing wash and goes, you're doing it on wet hair, your hair is already fragile, and I feel like your hair is going to be more prone to single strand knots. So I personally stay away from those type of styles. And then also you're refreshing your hair throughout the week because the wash and go gets dry, and it's like you're doing so much to your hair. Sometimes less is more. Like keeping your hands out of your hair could sometimes really, really benefit you as far as length retention and really maintaining the length of your hair. So the second tip that I have to grow long natural hair would be to make sure you are moisturizing your hair always. We all know that type 4 hair is the most dry type of hair and also the most prone to breakage. So I like to moisturize sometimes like twice a week. It really, really depends on how long I retain that moisture, but it's so important for us curly girls to really make sure that we are properly moisturizing your hair. For me, I like the Cantu leave-in conditioning cream. It works very, very well for my type 4 hair. And I do have a moisturizing routine that I recently uploaded on how I'm able to retain moisture in my hair throughout the week. And I will link that video somewhere at the top of the screen just in case you missed it. But definitely keep your hair moisturized always. So tip 3 would be to always detangle your hair with some type of leave-in, some type of conditioner in your hair. Never ever at any cost detangle your hair when it's completely dry. You're just going to make yourself so prone to damage and breakage. Always detangle with a moisturizer, a conditioner. If you're in the shower washing your hair, do it with a conditioner. If you're moisturizing throughout the week, take your favorite leave-in, your favorite moisturizer, and detangle with that. It is going to be your best friend, trust me. So tip number 4, I would have to say eating healthy. I know it's so simple. I know it's like, okay, eat healthy, but I mean, it really does help, especially when you're getting the proper nutrients into your body, like eating a lot of vegetables. Like I eat a lot of vegetables, and it definitely has helped my hair. I can definitely see a difference when I'm eating my vegetables, eating my protein. I'm big on like eggs and omelets because eggs have biotin in them, and the yolk is where the biotin is. So they're very, very nutritious and very, very, very good for you and your hair. Tip number 5, you have to maintain your hair when you're sleeping. Even when I'm like laying down on the couch watching TV, I'm like, bring out the satin pillowcase, bring out the satin bonnet, the head wrap, whatever. Put it on your head. Trust me, you don't want your hair rubbing on your cotton pillowcase or your sheets. It's just going to cause so much tension and it's going to dry out your hair and you don't want that. So I love bonnets. Plenty of bonnets. We love bonnets. Tip number 6. I would have to say, trim your hair. Trimming your hair is huge. If you don't trim your hair and you have a lot of split ends, your ends are just going to continue to break off and you're basically not going to be retaining any of the growth that grew out of your scalp. It's just going to keep breaking up the shaft of your hair, and that's not what you want, especially when you want long natural hair. You want to make sure that you don't have a ton of split ends, that your hair is not breaking off, that the back of it's not see-through. If it's see-through, get a trim ASAP. For me, I get trims 1 to 2 times per year. That is just what works for me because I'm very, very good at keeping up with my trims, maintaining my ends, and doing things that don't cause a lot of, over manipulation, which I already talked about, and a lot of stress to my ends with protective styling. So I'm able to go months without getting a trim. I only get trims 1 to 2 times per year, and that's just what works for me. But everybody's different. If you have to go in and you have to get a little bit trimmed or a little bit dusted every few months, then definitely do that. You're definitely going to see more length throughout the months. So tip number 7 for me, I have seen so much like extra growth because I started to use this wonderful seed. It's called Fenugreek seeds. So I have a video that I did on how I make my Fenugreek hair growth oil, and I have been using that and my hair has just been doing so good. I see more growth. Like I was able to get 1 inch of growth per month by using my hair growth oil with the fenugreek seeds in it. I will go ahead and put that video at the top of the screen in case you want to check it out after this video, as well as in the description box. And please definitely get fenugreek into your regimen. I even gave out some of this oil to my family members, my sister, and they have seen growth as well. So I have a whole playlist on fenugreek as well and how I use it, and I will definitely be doing some more videos on some other ways that you can use fenugreek to grow your hair. Tip number 8, use heat in moderation. Like we all know, it's not good to use heat all the time. Yeah. But for me, I do use it in moderation. I like to use it now during the cooler months. My hair's grown out. I'm like, let me enjoy my hair. Let me enjoy the length. It's okay to use heat in moderation. It is not going to kill your hair if you know how to use it. So for me, I use heat. When I do use heat, maybe every 4 to 6 weeks. I'm not overdoing it. I'm not using heat every day. I'm giving my hair enough time, whereas I'm not breaking it off or causing a ton of damage by using heat. So definitely do heat in moderation, but you don't have to give up heat styling. Tip number 9 would have to be to make sure that whenever you're using a ton of product in your hair, be absolutely sure to clarify your hair. You don't want a overly greasy scalp. I know sometimes, with the wash and goes and just moisturizing your hair, you definitely want to remove all of the product and all of the buildup over the weeks. And depending on how much you wash your hair, like some people wash their hair every month or every 3 weeks. I mean, you definitely want to be washing your hair to clarify it and cleanse it making sure that your scalp's not overly greasy, because that overly greasy scalp is going to clog your hair follicles and it's just not going to be a good thing. So make sure you are clarifying your hair. I like to clarify every 2 weeks, which is basically usually how often I do wash my hair. Now when I have it straight or heat styled like I do now, I will push this heat style for like maybe 3 to 4 weeks before I even wash it. So make sure to clarify so that you can retain a healthy scalp. Tip number 10 is to deep condition your hair often. For me, I deep condition every time I wash it, which is usually every 2 weeks. So I definitely don't skip that step, especially when before you're heat styling, you want your hair to be as moisturized as possible so that your hair doesn't dry out, so that it doesn't break, and so that most importantly, you are able to retain all of that length that you grew from your scalp. You definitely have to make sure your hair is deep conditioned. Tip number 11, use protein treatments when needed. So for me, since I've been heat styling during the cooler months, it's really important for me to go in with a protein treatment to make sure my hair stays strong and healthy. You definitely need that moisture protein balance in order for your hair to thrive, get long, be healthy, retain a length, all that good stuff. So for me, the wash days after I heat style, I always go in with my FOG 2-minute reconstructor to make sure that my hair stays healthy. It's so very important. I do want to try the Olaplex though. That's a really big one and I hear a lot of good things about that. So if you tried Olaplex, let me know how you like it and I might just test that one out. Tip number 12, and this might be the most basic tip ever, but I would have to say, be patient. Going from a big chop to mid back length, waist length, that all takes time. You have to be patient. Nothing is overnight when it comes to hair growth. There's ways in which you can speed up the growth process with, like I said, Fenugreek hair growth oil works very well for me, but at the end of the day, you still have to be patient. Like it takes time. It takes time. Be patient. You will definitely get there and you are definitely going to be on your way to growing long, healthy, natural hair with these 12 tips that I provided today. So I hope this video will help and guide you into longer hair in 2022. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to like it, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and I will see you guys in the next video.